Hi, I'm trying to come up with a series of initial videos to populate this website and inform people about our meditation group. So this one's about me and my background, simply because I've always wanted something like this when I listen to meditation instruction from other people. Kind of want to know, well, why, where are you coming from? Why should I listen to you? And I say that because meditation instruction is a tender thing. We're we're trying to be much more still and open to the world and the people around us. And listening to somebody provide instruction is part of that. And so this is me. So my name's Andy Strike. I got involved in meditation as a teenager, completely by accident. I read a book about I found a section on Buddhism in a book on comparative religion that my father had. He was a deacon in the Presbyterian church and in charge of Sunday school for 20 years, Sunday school supervisor. And he's the one that accidentally introduced me to Buddhism, which is what's sort of captured my mind ever since. And I've gone round and round about whether I think it's a religion or a philosophy, and I've decided that that's completely up to you, how you look at it. I know lots of people who are Jewish and Buddhist, Christian and Buddhist, Muslim and Buddhist. I mean, it's from a Buddhist point of perspective, that's all just fine. It's usually the other religions who say, no, we don't want you to do both. But that's the sort of thing that seems to have changed in the last 20 years. There's a lot of openness to this now. So to me, I try hard to make this a very secular thing. So after reading about Buddhism, in a rather dry way, I ran into the other authors that people my age will cite. I think we all read the same things. So one of them is a Japanese scholar and Zen monk named D.T. Suzuki, who first came to America in the 1890s as a very young man, and made many trips here later through his life. So he wrote really wonderful books about Zen Buddhism, which is one version of Buddhism, one approach, and encouraged a lot of other people. Alan Watts was an Englishman who ended up writing a lot of really wonderful books at the time, back in the 50s and 60s mostly, I believe, about Zen Buddhism. But then a lot of other people got on board, including Buddhist teachers who came from backgrounds where they were brought up Buddhist, other Buddhist teachers who learned as adults about this practice. And I guess the emphasis in all of this is that it's a set of practices. It's not a set of beliefs and dogma that we're asking anyone to sign up to. It's really just an offering of here's some things that for a very long time, for frankly 2,500 years, people have found value in doing these things. And the point of all of it is figure it out for yourself in terms of does it work or not. I mean, there's nothing here to be taken on the base of some authoritative word that says this is going to work for you. Instead, it's hey, here's some practices that have worked for a lot of people. Maybe they'll work for you too. Try it out, make your own judgment, and make your own adjustments, and eventually learn to be your own teacher. So I think that's real nice, and I like sharing it. So I was lucky when I was about 20 years old in a college course. We did a field trip and went to the first Zen Institute of America in New York City, where Mary Farkas, who was a student of the first permanent Zen teacher in America, provided us with her version of Intro to Meditation. And it was really wonderful. I started meditating a lot on my own back then and was very happy with the results. But it was another 20 years before I found myself living near a teacher that really worked for me, and somebody that I could hang out with repeatedly, uh, and uh, and just listen to their approach and see their approach, see how this man, his name's Gil Fronsdal. He is a real special guy in the sense that he's had a very unique background where he got involved with the San Francisco Zen Center when he was a young man, I think only 20 years old, maybe even younger. Became a Zen monk, was was a monk in the San Francisco area for years with the Zen Center. Became an ordained Zen priest. I mean, he can marry people legally. Went to Japan to study. From there, at some point, he went to Southeast Asia, to Thailand, and studied a different form of Buddhism there. And eventually, he disrobed. He stopped being a monk, came back to the States, and of all things, got a PhD in Buddhist studies from Stanford. And along the way, met his wife, got married, and started a family. So he's got a really excellent background. Been involved in two different traditions, been a monk, I think, for 10 years or something like that, but also a married man with a family now. So it's a wonderful perspective to come from. He's a very unassuming guy. So just right for somebody like me. And the only thing I can say is everybody should look for a teacher that works for them, or simply be your own teacher. So our little group is just a nice way to get started. So I met Gil when I was had moved to work in Silicon Valley, and it turned out the organization that's now called the Insight Meditation Center is just down the street from where I live. So for I think 4 years, I went and meditated with those guys and listened to talks twice a week. And it was just wonderful. And ended up going on some, what were to me lengthier retreats, silent retreats, also with Gil, and some other teachers too. I ended up moving away from that area, but thankfully, due to the internet, I was able to stay in touch with Gil's teachings all this time, if not with Gil himself. And I'm just so glad I did. It's really meant a lot to me, and I've enjoyed sharing it with other people. I need to be very clear. I'm not a trained teacher of meditation. I've just done it a lot myself, and I've been through the intro courses again and again and again, because I took that as a way that worked for me. You do those intro courses enough, and pretty soon, you actually start internalizing some of the teachings, and that really helps. I felt me learn to sit on my own more, and make use of that in a better way. So, long-time meditator, happy to do intro courses and things like that. Not an advanced teacher. I don't think I'm even an advanced meditator. I've just done it a long time. I'd like to be much better at it. But I really enjoy sitting with other people as well. And I've learned that was certainly part of my path. Maybe it'll be part of yours. So, come join us, test it out for yourself.